Well, welcome again to Minnesota Powersports. I'm John from Boomerang Marine and Sports, and it is exciting. Today, as we record this, it is officially the first day of spring. Means many of you are thinking about getting back out there, and let's do it. Let's get out there, and what we're going to talk about today are the things that you might want to help enhance your experience in a big way. Jake Dreyer joins us. He is the service manager at our Alexandria location of Boomerang Marine and Sports. Hey, Jake, welcome back.
Good morning, John.
Good morning. Glad to have you. And let's dive right into it. We're going to look at 5 things that you are going to have right there at Boomerang that you can put on for folks that are going to make their experience better. Let's talk about what it is and why it makes the experience better. And let's start with a winch.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of these machines are, they're off-road machines. So we're using them in the woods. We're using them in the mud. A lot of times the winch is your saving grace. You get that thing buried in the mud or hung up on a big log. You're going to want to hook onto a tree, pull yourself out. That way you're self-sufficient in the event of getting stuck or getting hung up on anything. Also comes in handy if you need to, pull a buddy out of the woods or move something around. So you get a stalled machine, the winch will help you there. So it's a good accessory to have, especially if you're using your machine, in the off-road environment where getting stuck is a plausible thing.
How much can cost vary on that?
We can do aftermarket winches. I'd say, the Colpins, you can get them down to $250. Go with the OE Polaris winches and then you can get, I'd say the range anywhere from $250 to $1,000. They're a pretty quick install. I usually need about an hour of labor to get them installed. So not too terrible for the peace of mind and the safety and security you get with that feature.
Well, you mentioned some brands that you like. So without trashing other brands, is it like anything else? I mean, there are some that you probably would avoid.
To be honest with you, we don't offer the ones that we would avoid.
Okay.
We try to offer only brands that we believe are a good product that are going to withstand the torture you're going to put into it. So really what we carry is stuff that we stand behind.
And the stuff that you would avoid is stuff that you think can't sustain the kind of a demand that you might give a winch.
Correct. Yeah, the stuff that maybe doesn't have the longevity, isn't going to last as long, and there is different grades of winch. There's different pulling power. So when you come in for a winch, we're going to kind of do some discovery questions with you. We're going to figure out, what are you pulling? How much are you pulling? I have a guy that does some logging, and he uses his 4-wheeler winch to literally pull logs through the woods. So he needed a bigger, heavier duty winch than your standard guy just pulling himself out of the mud. So we will discover through a series of questions, what's the right winch for you.
Okay. How about a windshield? That's something else you might make your experience better. Tell us about that and how that can make the experience better for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So windshield, I'm going to kind of speak very generally here because a lot of the side-by-sides do come with a windshield. ATVs, it is an addition. There's factory windshields from Polaris. There's, again, aftermarket windshields. If you wanted to change some fitment or whatever, the windshield you see in the picture now actually has hand guards built into it, which is something we'll discuss later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the windshields, they serve their purpose. If you're out splashing in the mud, it's going to keep, the front of your face and chest kind of dry and less muddy. It's still going to get around the windshield. You'll get some splashes. But, another thing is too, if you're clipping down back roads and dirt roads and using this thing as a mode of transportation, those are going to help keep the summer bugs out of your teeth too. So, the windshield is really just a protective add-on for those extreme environments where you're getting a lot of stuff coming at you. Keep your face dry.
Well, I know doors will keep you in, and how else can they help too? Some of these don't come with doors. You might want to throw some doors on there, huh?
Yep, and with the side-by-sides, we have many options. Again, OE and aftermarket brands. With the doors, you have power window options, you have crank window options, so you can really kind of find a door that fits your budget. There's hard doors and there's soft doors. And, there's actually a full clear door too. You see the doors here actually are plastic and you can't see through them. We have a machine in the shop right now that has full clear doors from roof to floor. And that's a pretty
awesome.
neat Yeah, that's a pretty neat feature too, because if you're, if you're in a tight confined space out in the woods, you can see right by the rocker panel of your machine if you're gonna, sideswipe a rock or a tree or anything of that nature. So,
That's
plenty of
huge. That's
plenty of
huge.
options that fit what you need it for.
Does that drive the price up quite a bit? Those are, I gotta imagine, are quite a bit more pricey.
Yeah, absolutely. The more features you add to the door, the power windows and the painted panels are going to up the price. We can get soft doors too that are a zipper, like a canvas door with a plastic window. If you just need to keep, cut the wind down, you know, uh, they're going to do just fine for you. Now, one of the things I'll kind of throw out there is, don't expect a side by side door to seal up like your car. They're never going to seal that, as airtight as a vehicle. Those are definitely, it's an off road machine, so they're not built to the same standard as an automotive application, but you're going to cut down 98% of the wind and water and debris coming in at you with even the soft side doors.
You had shown us, and we had seen some hand guards before. Tell us about hand guards, and again, why they're important, why they can help the experience for you, and just kind of make it. You don't necessarily have to have them. I guess you've probably gone out without them before, but how this can make it a better ride for you.
Absolutely. So with the hand guards, they're pretty common on dirt bikes. They kind of come standard on most dirt bikes. It is an add-on for, your snowmobile or your ATV. And essentially what it is it's a knuckle protector. If you're clipping through the trails and you got some tight spaces and you got, the sticks and twigs hanging out into the trail, though the first thing they're going to hit is your knuckles. And from experience, I can tell you that doesn't feel good when you're clipping down the trail and a nice, quarter-inch branch reaches out and touches you. So it just kind of deflects them away from your hands, which are probably the most sensitive area you got while you're riding.
Hmm, interesting. Tires. We maybe have saved the best for last. The tires are going to be really, really important in the equation, right?
Absolutely. So the factory tires on any of these machines, they do their job, they'll work, but they kind of have a very basic design, a very functional design. Where, as you can see in the picture here, if you really want to customize your ride, you want to stand out amongst the crowd at the campground or at the bar or wherever you frequent with your machine. I, in my personal opinion, have always believed, whether it's automotive or power sports, that the wheel and tire selection you put on your machine makes up 60% of the appearance value. So that's, again, my personal opinion. I'm a big wheel and tire guy. But as you can see, we have different colors, we have different sizes, we have more aggressive tread, and for the people that are truly using these things on road only, we have availability to street tread, so something that's going to be a lot more efficient driving down the tar.
Please drink responsibly. Have a good time at that
Absolutely.
bar, but do drink responsibly for sure. Do want to sneak in here real quick before you got actually a bonus one for us. Do want to sneak in that Polaris through the end of this month running a promotion up to $3,000 off select models, and you can get up to $3,000 off, or you can get up as low as 0% financing for up to 60 months. So some really, really good deals on Polaris is going on right now. All right, without further ado, let me get to that next one after that cheap plug. Where is it? Oh, the light bar. You like the light bars as an idea.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would tell you, with most of our side-by-side purchases, I would say a light bar is one of the most common additions. The headlights in these things are great, but to have that rooftop mounted or even bumper mounted light bar, it really, when you're on that dark trail, those headlights can only do so much. So these light bars really open up a field of view, and one could even say it's safer to have a light bar on in some of these dark woodsy applications. Also with the ATVs, adding a light bar, again, just added lights. Some guys wire them in as backup lights and make sure that when they're reversing with their machine in the dark, they have that extra visibility. So I think light bars are cool. I think they're a fun add-on. They're not too expensive. I mean, again, you can go from entry level to the top shelf premium version and then spend a little bit of money, but that's a common accessory for again, using the machine. It makes it more more capable at night in the dark settings.
Well, we mentioned we record this on the first day of spring, and it is time to start thinking about those spring tune-ups too. We do have some specials going on, both Alexandria and Melrose as well, for spring tune-ups, and that doesn't matter what machine we're talking about. Even our snowmobiles, we got some specials going on too, as we wrap up that season or get to the close to the end of the season, if there ever was a season over the last couple of years. I'm not quite sure about that. But if you were to get ready for the upcoming season here, Jake, which I know you are because you partake in the world, there's one thing you're going to want to do as you head into the season for maintenance, what is it going to be?
So for me, that's oil changes. Oil is the lifeblood of your machine. The oil, it has to be fresh. That's what provides all the lubricity and internal metal on metal parts from rubbing together and causing issues. So I would say if you're going to do one thing seasonally, it should be oil changes in your machines. What people don't understand is I didn't use the machine very much, so the oil's got to still be good, right? Oil itself will break down over time. Plus, with hot and cold days, you get some condensation built up inside the motor that mixes with the oil and also lowers the lubrication properties of the oil. So 100%, it is in your best practice for longevity of that engine and just keeping it happy, keeping it healthy, making sure when you hit that key, it wants to perform for you. So I'd say the oil changes, and then we'll usually check air filters and spark plugs just as a general tune-up. But yeah, oil change. If you're going to go out, get this thing, stuck in the mud and use that new winch to pull yourself out, you're going to want to make sure that you got that fresh oil inside the engine. So with every vehicle I touch, whether it's a snowmobile, a side-by-side, an ATV, I have from Polaris a multi-point inspection that I include. I feel like it's my obligation to you to do a multi-point inspection on your machine every time it comes in here, whether it's for tires, an oil change, an accessory. I have my guys review the multi-point inspection and just give your machine a quick front to back look over and see if we can identify any safety concerns or any needed maintenance before it lets you know the hard way.
How long have you been with Boomerang, Jake?
We're going on 6 months now.
Wow. We're lucky to have you, man. Our customers are too. All right, cool. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it. You're a rock star.
Thank you.
All right, that is Jake Dreyer. He is our service manager at the Alexandria location of Boomerang Marine and Sports. Of course, we're in Melrose as well. You can stop by there for some of those specials. You can get those accessories. They can do the work there for you too. We hope this is beneficial to you. We want to keep coming at you with some cool stuff. And if you've got ideas for things that you want to know more about here on Minnesota Powersports, we'd be glad to hear from you. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show. This is a show about Minnesota Powersports for Minnesota Powersports enthusiasts. We hope to see you in the stores, Alexandria and Melrose, Boomerang Marine and Sports. We hope you like and subscribe and let us know what you're wanting to see on Minnesota Powersports. Join us next time.